Hey there guys, alright, today we are back with another Overly Sarcastic Productions video. This time, we are back with the Monkey King, Legend Summarized, The Journey to the West, Part 2. Where we left off, the Monkey King is like 20 times immortal or something, and there was a rock. That's about what I remember. It's been about a month. I apologize for taking so long. I got distracted with other OSP videos. So, we are back
Last time on the journey to the...
I accidentally clicked the start button. And that was really loud. It scared me. Okay. I'm normal now.
West. The mischievous Monkey King, Sun Wukong, after achieving immortality...
Oh yeah, calmly consider the consequences of his actions, weighing the pros and cons. Err on the side of caution and leave without disturbing anything. Eat them. Eat them all, yes.
Mortality 6 ways from Sunday was brought down by the forces of heaven and placed inside Lao Tzu's brazier of the 8 trigrams to be rendered down into an immortal elixir. However, our hero proved too powerful for this scheme and broke free, wreaking even more havoc in heaven. But his reign of terror was abruptly ended when he was imprisoned by the heavenly Buddha beneath the 5 Phases mountain, where he must now wait for a chosen someone to come set him free. So Buddha returns to his home, the Thunderclap Monastery, where he spends a relaxing...
Class. I actually fucking love that name. I love a lot of like Asian mythological names. They're fucking epic. They know what to name their shit. Like a lot of the time, especially with like England and stuff, they're kind of boring. But China, they know how to name shit.
500 years writing up 3 baskets of scripture. Now, these 3 scriptures are apparently so powerful that they are capable of redeeming even the most sinful of sinners. Well, sounds fishy to me, but hey, I'm not the guy with the universe in the palm of his hand. So these amazeballs scriptures need to be delivered to the land of the East in order to spread Buddhism to the sinful folk who live there. But there's just one problem. For some reason, Buddha can't deliver them himself, so they need to find...
So he's an all-powerful deity, but he cannot do something super simple as just handing out a scroll. He trapped a fucking 20-time immortal Monkey King under a mountain, but he can't... Okay, gotta give him some kind of stupid nerf, I guess.
Someone in the land of the East who can make the journey to the Western Heaven to pick up the scriptures and then return with them. Our friend the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin volunteers to find such a person, and after receiving 5 magical artifacts to give to the scripture pilgrim, she goes off eastward to find someone worthy of making the journey to the West.
Roll credits.
So Kuan Yin and her disciple Moksha head out along the route the scripture pilgrim will have to take, as a way to test the waters and make sure the guy can make it through in the first place. Their first encounter with a murderous river spirit 3 minutes out.
Murderous river spirit. You gotta always have one of those.
From the Thunderclap Monastery is not exactly encouraging. But Kuan Yin persuades the guy to chill out and wait for the pilgrim, and then to join and aid him on his quest, with the added bonus that he'll be redeemed for the crime that got him exiled to the river in the first place. He accepts the offer and is given the name Sha Wu Ching, or Sandy for short. Don't ask me how Sandy is short for Sha Wu Ching. So Kuan Yin and Moksha continue on their merry way, whereupon they encounter a pig demon wielding a huge rake.
A what demon with a rake? I have never encountered a pig demon. I fucking love it.
He and Moksha fight for a little bit until he notices Kuan Yin and immediately stops the fight in favor of asking her for forgiveness, because he's made something of a habit of eating people who come along the road. You know, because he's a demon. Kuan Yin again suggests that...
There are literally no consequences here. Huh? He eats people! There should be consequences! Huh?
He joined the pilgrim too when he comes along this way and thus be forgiven for the whole eating people thing.
Sometimes murder just happens to you. No! God damn it, China. You're just like Greece. Murdering people whenever. Ugh.
And the pig agrees, and Kuan Yin is putting this pilgrim in pretty questionable company. Kuan Yin gives him the name Chu Wu Neng, Pigsy for short, and heads off.
Pigsy?
Leaving Wu Neng to remain strictly vegetarian until the pilgrim.
I may have made a huge mistake. Yes, you did, Piggy.
Pilgrim arrives. So they continue onwards when, surprise, they encounter yet another charming individual who could potentially help our as-yet nebulous pilgrim. Can you tell that this story is the origin of a lot of anime tropes? In this case, our colorful character is a young dragon who accidentally set fire to his dad's palace a little, and for this transgression against fire safety has been sentenced to death by the Jade Emperor.
No!
Kuan Yin persuades the Emperor to pardon the young dragon, and then she directs him to a nearby river, where she instructs him to turn into a white horse when the pilgrim passes by to help him reach his destination. Anyway, they continue on, only to encounter...
That was a simple solution.
An unexpectedly luminous mountain, the Mountain of 5 Phases, and with it, the imprisoned Monkey King.
Hey, didn't I fight you one time? Yes. Cool! Thank you, you're too kind.
So Wukong's like, Kuan Yin, how's it going, girl? Great to see you. It's been really lonely for the past 500 years, you
Oh
know?
my God.
Nobody ever comes by to visit. And Kuan Yin's like, yeah, that's great. Listen, I'm about to go find someone to make a pilgrimage for me. He'll be coming by soonish. He's gonna release you from this mountain, and then you need to help him get where he's going. You got that? And Wukong's like, 10-4, good buddy. Yep, I am just all about that virtuous mission. So Kuan Yin and Moksha arrive in the city of Chang'an and disguise themselves so as not to attract too much attention. Then
Ah, yes, the Superman strategy. Let's go find a protagonist. Why didn't we just bring the Tripitaka? The what-ataka?
they set about finding the right monk to serve as the protagonist to this little adventure. Speaking of protagonist, here's where the book veers off into a tangent to describe the ludicrously convoluted family history of this dude, Xuanzang, who, in case you hadn't already guessed, is our soon-to-be protagonist.
Nice.
Now, Xuanzang has one of the most complicated family histories in all of epic protagonistdom. I won't recount the whole thing here because that would take all day, but basically
Aw.
he's the grandson of an emperor, he's been raised as a monk his whole life after being Mosesed by his mother, and
Oh, hold on. What was that bit about your dad's a zombie?
Mosesed by
Your dad's zombie. Life is really complicated. Mom, why? As you float down the river.
his mother, and he's the reincarnation of
Don't worry, I probably didn't look like this.
Golden Cicada, an original disciple of the Buddha and a holy being. So Xuanzang is basically the best guy ever, and a total sweetheart, despite the wacky circumstances of his birth. So long
Yeah.
story short, 3 court officials convene to select a worthy monk for reasons completely unrelated to Kuan Yin's mission,
Yeah.
and of course they select Xuanzang.
Oh, shucks. Little old me.
The biggest Boy Scout in all of ancient China. Anyway, Kuan Yin catches wind of this and goes to see if he's worthy of being the scripture pilgrim. She finds her way to the court officials and gives them 2 of the various gifts the Buddha had
Merry
given her to give to the
Christmas.
pilgrim so that they might give them to the most virtuous monk they know. So Xuanzang gets a beautiful
Wow, it's so visually distinct from my last one.
robe and a priestly staff, both courtesy of Kuan Yin, and Kuan Yin learns that Xuanzang is the best man for the job. So the Grand Mass, which is the thing that they selected Xuanzang for, happens, wherein Xuanzang
Okay.
has to present a memorial to the Tang Emperor. Kuan Yin takes the opportunity to steal
Hello, boys. Oh,
the show by revealing
That's
herself
kinda
in all her
scary.
glory to the court, and officially requests a volunteer from the audience to go on the pilgrimage to go to the Western Heaven and retrieve the Tripitaka, which is the official name for the thing the Buddha made.
oh, okay, that's what that is. Okay, I know what the Tripitaka is now.
Xuanzang obviously
Did you say virtuous?
volunteers, just as planned, and Xuanzang is given the by-name Tripitaka and sent on his merry way with a horse and 2 attendants to help him. Don't get too attached to them, though, as the party is captured by demons almost immediately, and Tripitaka's 2 attendants are killed and eaten.
What? Don't suppose you gents turn to stone in the sun? I knew we weren't important enough to survive. You were important to me.
Great start. So the demons finish their attendant buffet and bunker down for the night, leaving poor Tripitaka to ponder his exciting future as lunch meat, when
5
suddenly a
minutes.
mysterious old man appears out of nowhere and frees him, and Tripitaka's like,
Where the heck did you come from?
and the old man's like, don't ask stupid questions, here's your horse. So Tripitaka and the old man zip out of the cave, and Tripitaka goes to thank him, only to find that he's vanished, leaving a note explaining that he was the gold star of Venus himself, providing a
Get yourself better sidekicks, and consider a dragon instead of a horse. Gold Star of Venus.
helpful bit of divine intervention. So Tripitaka
Okay.
goes on by himself for about half a day, only to discover that he really doesn't have the constitution for all this questing
Nothing is
nonsense, and he
fine.
and his horse are
Why am I so useless on my own? Why couldn't I have been a Shaolin monk?
just about done with everything, when who should come to the rescue but a friendly, boisterous hunter named Po
Sup,
Chin, who
nerd?
spooks all the beasties that were harassing Tripitaka and offers to guide him to his
Want some dinner, Mr. Monk? Yes, please.
home. So Po Chin and his family have Tripitaka over for dinner, which is slightly awkward because Tripitaka is extremely vegetarian
Oh.
and Po Chin's family hunts all their food, but they handle it gracefully, and
I am a terrible host! Where do we keep the kale? No, no. The imposition is mine.
Tripitaka further endears himself to the family when he accidentally pacifies the ghost of Po Chin's father, like you do, which
What the fuck? Where did the ghost come from?
prompts Po Chin to offer to guide Tripitaka to the mountain on the border of the Tang Empire to ensure no further hijinks ensue. Did somebody say hijinks? So as it
Oh,
turns
God.
out, the mountain
Oh,
they
no,
get to
not
is
the
none
Monkey
other than
King.
5 Phases Mountain, where our good buddy
Ooh,
Sun
ah.
Wukong is still languishing. So Wukong's like, yo, kid, are you that pilgrim guy? Kuan Yin said you'd be coming by to let me out. And Tripitaka's like,
Awesome. How do I do that? That mountain looks kind of heavy.
and Wukong's like, you just gotta climb to the top and peel off the golden seal.
Aww.
Thing
So
is here-
Tripitaka manages to get the seal off the mountain, and after he backs off to the minimum safe distance, Wukong breaks the mountain in half and zips on over. So
Oh.
Tripitaka and Sun
Oh man, I missed clothes. That's not clothes, that's a tiger you skinned. Semantics! Oh god.
Wukong continue westward together, but they've hardly gone 10 feet down the road when suddenly they're beset by bandits. So
Oh.
Wukong's like, don't worry, master, I know exactly what to do in this situation, and proceeds to kill all the bandits with his trusty stick thing.
That is not sufficiently zen, no, not at all.
But Tripitaka's like,
Son, we don't kill people.
and Wukong's like, I think you mean you don't kill people. And Tripitaka's like,
No, you're Buddhist now. Buddhists do not kill.
And Wukong's like, ooh, look at Mr. Big Shot over here telling me who I can and can't kill. And storms off in a huff, which, if you'll recall his not inconsiderable mobility, means the Monkey King is over the horizon before poor Tripitaka can get a retort out. So Tripitaka heads off on his own for a bit when he runs into a mysterious old woman holding a fancy shirt and cap. So the old lady's like, hey, what's the matter, kid? You look like our super-powered disciple just totally ditched you or something. And Tripitaka's like,
You got it in one, mysterious old woman.
And the horse is just there. Yeah, what about the horse? Your horse is still with you.
If only I had some way to discipline him, maybe the story could actually progress.
and the old woman's like, funny you should say that. May I recommend that you give him these fancy duds, then recite this spell? I have this weird feeling that it'll stop causing so much trouble if you do. And Tripitaka's like,
Seems legit.
then the old lady turns into a beam of light and vanishes because she was really Kuan Yin. So thus far, Tripitaka's 2 for 2 for old people secretly being gods. Meanwhile, Wukong is off having a nice
How's the Buddhism thing going? Oh, we broke it off. Artistic differences. Makes sense. I love how they're fucking just having tea.
little tea party with the Dragon Emperor, who suggests that he go back
Don't you think something that important deserves a take two? Oh, I guess.
to Tripitaka rather than abandoning enlightenment and true immortality over a single argument. Wukong zips back westward, blowing past Kuan Yin in the process, who'd flown over in order to convince him of that very course of action. So Wukong warps back to Tripitaka, who offers him the clothes.
Maybe this will make you think twice about pulling that stunt again. Oh boy, is my bad behavior being rewarded again?
Wukong, always a sucker for a new wardrobe, throws them on, finding that they fit him perfectly. He's rather less
So, were you planning on listening to me from now on? Not on your life.
thrilled to discover that the hat is cursed, and when Tripitaka recites the spell Kuan Yin taught him, it shrinks and gives him a splitting headache. Of course, it wouldn't be much of a cursed artifact if he could take it off, so it's also spot-welded to his head. After a few very entertaining
You are a terrible Buddhist. Yeah, that's pretty aggressive.
minutes of Wukong trying furiously to escape the hat by any means necessary, he eventually resigns himself to the fact that he won't
Are we good? I hate you. We're good.
be able to get up
They're
to his
good.
usual hijinks anymore. So the dynamic duo continue onwards with the balance of power now tilted slightly more evenly, and it doesn't take long before they arrive at a nice calm stream that happens to be home to an enormous fuck you dragon.
I was not expecting that.
Wukong nopes the hell out of there with Tripitaka in tow, and the
No, save the fucking horse!
dragon takes the opportunity to eat Tripitaka's horse. So
No!
Tripitaka freaks out since without a ride he's stranded, but he's also too scared to let Wukong leave him alone. But a bit of timely divine intervention arrives to protect Tripitaka, leaving Monkey free to confront the dragon. So they fight it out for a bit, but the dragon's like, screw it, and dives to the river bottom and refuses to come out.
Come up and fight me like a man. Or a dragon. I just don't care how, just fight me.
Wukong does some magic shenanigans
Oh, look at the big scary Monkey King. Can't even beat up one measly dragon. You know what?
and draws the dragon out again, only for the dragon to turn into a water snake and run away. At this point, Wukong is done, but the local mountain spirits tell him that
Wasn't that the horse guy Kuan Yin brought for that pilgrim?
this dragon is actually under orders by Kuan Yin to help them. So one of the heavenly spirits goes and gets her, and after a brief digression where Wukong vents at her about the cursed hat thing, she
Dude, what the heck?
draws out the dragon, and Wukong picks a fight with him, too. Look, he's
And then there's this asshole.
had a trying day, alright? Anyway, Kuan Yin gets the dragon to turn into a horse for Tripitaka to replace the one he ate, and then to make Wukong stop sulking, she gives him 3 get-out-of-danger-free magical leaves. So now, with the matter having been
I've always wanted a horse could eat me. Yeah, this totally makes up for the loss of my freedom.
resolved to everyone's satisfaction, our dynamic trio continue westward. So anyway, they continue on and arrive at still yet another monastery, run by a sketchy old
You youngsters need a place to spend the night? I am literally orders of magnitude older than you. He means yes.
monk. Long story short, the monk lays eyes on that really fancy monk robe Tripitaka got way back when. It's called a cassock, by the way, and takes it into his head to steal it. And to that end, he decides the best way to go about it is to burn down his own monastery. Well, that's not very zen of him. So Wukong smells the smoke, weighs his options, and decides the best way to solve the situation without pissing off Tripitaka is to
Only murder wasn't frowned upon in polite society. Yeah, no fucking murder.
let the monks burn their monastery to the ground. But first he borrows a fireproof cloak from one of his heavenly buddies to make sure Tripitaka and the horse don't burn with it. Is it just me, or is Monkey on shockingly good terms with all the people he beat the hell out of in the last video? The fire eventually burns itself out, and Tripitaka finally wakes up, only for them to find out that during all the confusion, a mountain demon came by and stole the cassock. Also, the patriarch monk killed himself. So anyway, Wukong zips on over to the demon's mountain and they fight, but the demon calls a lunch break and locks himself in his mountain. So Wukong zips back to the ruined monastery for snacks, then returns to the mountain to sneak in. So Wukong disguises himself as the old monk and has a little tea party with the mountain demon, and then they fight more. But the demon runs away again, and Wukong decides to call in the cavalry. He goes to Kuan Yin, and together they figure out another way to sneak in and get the cassock back. Kuan Yin disguises herself as a Taoist friend of the demons, and Monkey King disguises himself as a present from that friend, a pill of immortality. Long story short, Wukong beats up the demon from the inside. Ew. Kuan Yin retrieves the cassock, and Wukong returns it to Tripitaka, and they continue.
Got your clothes? Why do you smell so weird? Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
You on their merry way. Will Sun Wukong learn to value friendship over his impulsive desires?
Power
Will
of friendship.
Tripitaka succeed in his quest to the Thunderclap Monastery? Will that stupid horse ever remember he can fly? Find out next time on Journey to the West.
This was a great fucking video. I loved it. I've got nothing to add here on to the end. It's a crazy fucking legend story. This was Journey to the West Part 2 by Overly Sarcastic Productions. I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly freaking did. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.